who's in the market and has been since the first of the year has probably suffered losses and are looking for protection from losing anything more. And with us today is Jonathan McCoy of Market Advisory Group. Jonathan, talk through some of the solutions that are available to help people against losing anything more here, where we are at in the year now.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you had a plan going into this, right? You know, we know that the downtimes in the market are coming. What we focus on through our consultation and planning process is what's the money you're going to live on during a downturn, what's the money you're going to live on during an upswing.
Yeah.
We've got good interest returns from the market. So if you didn't have a plan in place ahead of time, a lot of people are looking at how can we stem those losses. And we've been looking at different structured products and other alternative investments outside of stocks, outside of bonds, because they've all been hammered. Well, we're looking at those strategies that can provide a more specific downside protection feature for folks. And a lot of these things are not available in 401ks or through your traditional custodians that we're all used to. You know, the big box stores, they're looking at those traditional market-based investments. We've got to be looking outside the box, essentially, to look at what are companies providing that can provide a specific downside protection or a guaranteed no loss option in those cases.
Okay. Well, let's get to that time of year that you guys have a market Medicare advisor and Medicare open enrollment. It's going to be here before we know it. Let's talk about when would someone start to think about getting an appointment with you guys for that? Because, I mean, that starts next week, right?
Yeah, October 15th is the beginning of open enrollment period. So myself not being the Medicare expert, I know enough to be dangerous, but this is why we rely on the team approach, right? We have the market Medicare advisors, we have the tax team with market tax services, our estate planning attorneys on staff as well. We're normally meeting all around the table at once, but with market Medicare advisors, now is the time to get those consultations set up. Come into our offices. We have offices in Prairie Village, Parkville, and Independence, so we make it convenient around the metro to come in and talk to us. But our Medicare advisors, they stand ready to look at things like, what are your preferred care provider networks going to be? Are you looking at a Medicare Advantage plan, a traditional Medicare supplement? Because those are two paths that you have to sort of choose at the beginning. Yeah. And especially if you're approaching age 65, we've got a lot of questions around what do I need to do if I'm going to still carry coverage at work. That's what this consultation process will help open up. And I encourage everyone to understand that now is the time to be doing those things, because sometimes it could take several weeks for a lot of these things to go into place.
And if somebody wants to get one of those consultations, or they've seen you on the show before, at the end of every segment, we always say call for a complimentary consultation. How do people go about getting in touch with you guys and scheduling those consultations?
Yeah, so just dial in 816-548-2000. All of our receptionists are going to be ready to take your call, get you set up on an appointment. If you're not ready to come in or you just got a few questions, we can set up a phone call as well. But we really enjoy those in-person consultations because we can dig a little bit more in depth into your health and financial situation. Not just looking specifically at Medicare in a lot of cases, we sort of expand that conversation. But from a Medicare perspective, just call us. We're normally able to get people in within 5 to 7 days, if not a couple of weeks. And as long as we're getting ahead of the game, the end of open enrollment ends at on December 7th. I encourage you don't wait until the last day because it can only create headaches.
Definitely. And you said there's more than just the one office here in Kansas City. Where are those three at again?
So we have an office in Independence. It's just south of Costco next to the Lowe's. We have an office in Prairie Village near 95th and Knoll, and then an office in Parkville off of 64th Street. It's technically Kansas City, but just about a half-mile east of Parkville.
Okay. And then all of those different branches have all of those different things you just covered, so it doesn't matter which one you go into, you can get the same level of service
The whole
at either
team's
branch.
available in all three locations.
All right. Fantastic. Well, again, Jonathan McCoy, thank you for being here today. And if you want to schedule one of those complimentary consultations and get your questions asked, visit askaradvisors.com or call, like you said, 816-548-2000. Again, they'll take those questions, meet with you one-on-one free of charge, and if you include your address, Market Advisory Group will send you a free gift.